going to close out the week the way that you should close out the week with a brand new Village Vice. Yes, indeed. He is Zach Blackerby. Where is he? There he is. He's Zach Blackerby. I'm Brad Law. Thanks for watching. This show, this episode is presented in part by mybookie.ag. Right now, when you use the promo code BARN, B-A-R-N, very easy, they're going to give you a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip.
Barn.
That's all. They show you to use promo code BARN.
Yes.
Yeah, at mybookie.ag. Okay. Next time we do a show, we're going to be like right at the beginning of spring football. So what I'm asking you, what I'm asking our villagers, I need a name.
Brad Law.
No. I'm not going to be on the field.
I finished the prompt. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Give me the name that will be most talked about that is not in the quarterback room after spring practice, and why. The most talked about name on the Auburn football team. Player, not coach, player.
Got it. This is easy. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate it.
Why am I going to hate it?
Eric Singleton. I know you apologized to him yesterday publicly, which I respect, on yesterday's show.
Because I don't like Eric Singleton?
But I didn't buy it. I just didn't buy it. Because then you like turned around and like, you're like, yeah, he's great. I'm so sorry. We're not talking enough about him. And then I ask, okay, Auburn only has 1,000-yard receiver. Who is it? And you didn't even give him a second. You didn't even give Eric Singleton a second because you were so quick to run up on Cam Coleman, which is fine. I get it. Probably would have been my answer too. But you got to pause for a second. You got to think, man, I don't know. Singleton's really good. But if I had to pick one, I'd go with Cam. But you didn't handle it that way. And I just think it's worth noting.
So that means I'm anti-Eric Singleton because I was so quick to say it was Cameron Jor-El Coleman that would get 1,000 yards?
That's right.
Okay. That needs to be a thing, by the way.
Ask me which wide receiver leads Auburn in touchdown catches. I'll show you how to do it. Ask me.
Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, Zach, who do you think leads the Auburn football team in touchdown catches in this coming season?
Wow. That's tough. I mean, so many of these guys are coming back. You add Eric Singleton. Malcolm, I think it allows you to do some tricky things in the red zone because he's so versatile. Horatio Fields has the size. You probably go to him some in the red zone. Eric Singleton's special. But I still think it's Cam Coleman. I still think Cam Coleman leads Auburn in receiving touchdowns this season.
Great. That's awesome. That's a great answer.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Who leads Auburn in receiving touchdowns this season?
Cam Coleman.
The disrespect.
It's not
the disrespect, Brad Law. I see it. All the villagers see it.
Yeah, no.
I hope Eric Singleton sees it.
I don't need to go into
he sees it.
I don't listen. No, I don't need to be on the sideline at a practice in preseason and have Eric Singleton come over and, we got like a Cowboys back and forth kind of thing going on. We don't need that. I don't need to go into the locker room after a game, get ready to interview him after a big day, and he'd be like, "Oh, so you're the guy that doubted me, huh?"
It's like, Brad, why is the only receiver that'll do post-game interviews Cam Coleman? Why does nobody else want to talk to you? I have no clue. I have no clue. I'll tell you. It's the disrespect.
Okay. Are you done? Are you quite done?
I'm done. I'm fired up. We're recording this about an hour or so before Auburn plays in the SEC tournament. I'm a little jacked up right now.
No, me too. And for me, like just because of the day-to-day job, it's not a 12 o'clock game. It's 11:30. That's go time. So I'm even 30 minutes before that. I'm like, here we go.
Oh, wow. We need to wrap up recording soon then.
We're fine. All right. So your name is Eric Singleton.
Why did you say it like that?
Because I want to just kind of I want to try to punctuate the point.
So your name's Eric Singleton? Why'd you say it like that?
It's not the way I said it.
It's like, oh, so your name's Eric Singleton. Like, yeah, I think he's a stud. Who's your name?
Listen, Zach, I called you Eric. Zach, listen.
See, I'm taking that as a compliment. If I accidentally called you Eric, you'd probably be mad at me.
Zach, You need to take a step back. You need to not start no stuff. Okay? Because if you don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff.
Right. There needs to be some stuff.
But
There
you're
needs to be some
starting
stuff.
stuff. See,
Give
you're
me a name. Give me a
you're
name,
like,
Brad Law.
listen, you're like Michael Jackson on the Thriller album. You want to be starting something.
Oh, okay.
You want to
Got
be
it.
starting something.
There we
You
go.
got to be starting something. My name. I think my name will be DeMarcus Riddick.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. I'm going to go defense. I think that we saw Keldrick Falk take such a huge step from his freshman to sophomore year.
Sure.
And I think you're ready to see Riddick take the same level, like the same to scale step forward from freshman to sophomore year.
Yeah, I think that room is super interesting for a few different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One is just the level of upside, I think, is tremendous. What beverage is that? That's a different looking can that I've seen.
Yeah, it's different. It's a, I don't
What
know
is
if they
that?
still sell. It's AHA. It's from
If
the
they still
Coca-Cola
sell
company.
them,
Yeah. So
has it just been in the back of a closet? Like, what do you mean? You don't know if they still sell them? You're drinking it. How long have you had that can?
it's been in our work fridge for a minute. It's still fine. I thought I would try it.
Somebody what they're drinking. You're like, I don't know if they still sell it. I've never had that response.
You're way too jacked up. You are way too jacked up.
Oh gosh, that was really funny to me. I don't know why.
It's a no, but I looked it up to see. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure that it was made by Coca-Cola since they sponsor our, our parent
the next
company.
round. Yeah, right.
And it is, but
can you show it again?
Yeah, but they scaled back the production of it last year. AHA.
What was that? Passion fruit and pineapple?
Pineapple. Yeah.
I was told by somebody yesterday that pineapple's a top 3 food.
Do you want to get into this? What I said specifically was,
Eric,
Zach.
Thank you. First off, thank you.
Of course. That there aren't 3 foods that taste better than pineapple.
Yeah.
And I'll stand by that. There aren't 3 foods that taste better than pineapple. And I'm talking about single ingredient foods.
Right.
Not so like pizza is not an option. You could put pineapple on pizza.
No, and I had a hard time listing 3. So I'm there with you. Peanut butter is the only one I came up with.
I would put it on the same tier, probably.
See, I think it's a tier above, but a lot of the stuff that your claim was better. And I think a lot of the stuff that I was coming up with is the same tier. And so I had a hard time, arguing. So I do
try to frame it in such a way that I can't be wrong. Yes.
No, I think that's great. And speaking of pineapple and passion fruit, I think the linebacker room is interesting for several different reasons.
Yes.
One, DeMarcus Riddick. How big of a step forward does he take? Same with DJ Barber.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Barber, how big of a step does he take? And Eugene Asante, I talked to him down in Mobile for the Senior Bowl, and I'm like, hey, linebackers. And the first guy he talked about wasn't DeMarcus Riddick. It wasn't Robert Woodyard. It was DJ Barber, which is usually telling. They usually tell us, and we're like, we'll see. But it was the same thing with Marcus Harris. And it's like, he talked about like Malik Blockson's like really good. We're like, okay, yeah, whatever. You got to say that. Like you're his brother or whatever. You got to say that. But no, he was right. He was right.
He was good.
So DJ Barber, I think, is going to be interesting. The Robert Woodyard, I think could just be like Mr. Steady. Like I think I know, like we all know who he is, and he's solid. I don't think he's going to like make your defense elite, but when he's on the field, like I think he's going to do his job. And you need like 2 or 3 of those guys to really compete. And then the Xavier Atkins situation, where like physically impressive, very athletic, just kind of got hopped in the depth chart at LSU. But how many times have we seen both folks who have left Auburn to find success, and then folks who were kind of in a similar situation to come to Auburn? And like fresh starts are good. Like we've seen enough evidence of this. Is like, I think it could totally work, especially with DJ Durkin coaching linebackers. And then obviously the young guys, JJ Falk, Elijah Melendez, Bryce Diaz is fascinating as a player. I don't know if he plays as a freshman, but he's fascinating to see how they use him. But like Elijah Melendez probably plays as a freshman.
Yeah.
And then, anybody who's related to Keldrick, I'm like, okay, sure. Let's give you a shot. No, I mean, his tape is great too. So the linebacker room is exciting. I still think they need one more in the portal this spring. And then they need to hold on to everybody. But yeah, it's an exciting room. So I'm glad that you said DeMarcus Riddick.
Me too. So you went offense, I went defense. I'm glad you said Eric Singleton. I don't know that Auburn has ever brought in another receiver with as much talent in the history of the program as Eric Singleton. In fact, I think we should let him wear number 88. Yeah, I'm pulling in elements from like the last 2 weeks of shows now. I think we ought to pull 88 off the board, put it on him, and let's ride.
Yeah. If Jackson Arnold threw a 44-yard touchdown pass to Eric Singleton,
yeah,
what would it sound like?
With me on the call?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 44 yards?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Arnold drops back. He's looking long. He's got Cam Coleman. Oh, it's Singleton. He got it. Milkshake for Jackson.
Jackson. I wasn't expecting that twist.
I love Eric Singleton. Please don't turn this into that I don't like Eric Singleton.
Who do you think has more upside? Keandre Lambert-Smith or Eric Singleton?
Eric did more at Georgia Tech than Keandre did at Penn State before coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the way, oh man,
of course you're going to say KLS. Of course you're going to say KLS.
No, I'm not, because I think that because of some things that you mentioned yesterday, because the other surrounding parts are better incorporated.
Yes.
And even more potent now. I think that being able to use Singleton and Coleman and Malcolm and all these other, and Horatio Fields and
it's a great room.
Perry Thompson.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really strong room now. You have an upper third SEC wide receiver room. So I think everybody's upside is better this year than it was a year ago. And so I will say happily, excitedly, positively, with great gusto and enthusiasm, Eric Singleton.
Let's go. Hey, check out our friends at Roback.com, RHOBACK.com for your latest. And you drank the drink and it just threw me off again. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Should I not drink it the rest of the show?
I don't care. Just know that this might happen if you do it. No, they've got all the performance hoodies, the collared shirts, the quarter zips. They've got it all over at Roback.com. Use promo code VICE20 for 20% off your order at Roback.com.
Guys, you're going to want those spring and summer patterns. Weather's about to get warmer. You'll be on the golf course. And you want people talking, hey, where'd you get that shirt? That's a really good looking shirt. You go over Roback.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aren't they a little more expensive? I didn't pay full price.
Yeah, promo code VICE20. I got 20% off.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You gave me no clue.
You gave me a spring football name.
Yes.
Now give me a basketball name, Zach, for the weekend. Who are we talking about at, let's say, 3:00 Sunday, regardless of how far Auburn has gone and what they're doing? Give me the name we'll be talking about the most. Is it Janai? Is it Chad? Is it Tahai? Like, who are we talking about the most?
Janai's too easy, so I won't say Janai.
Okay.
Because I think he's going to be discussed a bunch regardless.
Okay.
So I will go with Tahad Pettiford because you win in March with guard play. And I think Denver Jones and Miles Kelly, they are who they are at this point. Some nights they shoot better than others, but for the most part, they're pretty consistent. Tahad Pettiford, we've said it all season. He is on when the lights are the brightest. And the lights in college basketball don't get any brighter than they do in March. So I will say, with gusto, Tahad Pettiford.
There you go. I will say Eric Singleton. I still think we're talking about
we all know that you're not a fan. We all know it.
Stop.
We all know.
Stop. Chaney. I'm gonna say Chaney. Auburn needs more from Chaney than what it got in the last, say, 2 weeks of the regular season.
I like that.
I'm not saying he's going to go all Vanderbilt on him, but I think if we're talking about Auburn winning 3 games in 3 days, it's because Chaney Johnson was a very strong, productive complement to Janai.
Okay.
And if they don't get there, then I think maybe teams have done a good job of limiting Chaney and the inside game of Auburn. So
I think that's a great one.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think you're a great one, and I think that was a great name.
I think you're pretty great yourself.
Sweet.
What about baseball? How about a name from baseball that we're going to be talking about at the end of the weekend?
Let me go Cooper McMurray.
Okay. It's a good name. Got the top average on the team right now. I like that.
You guys on the Barn Baseball Show talked a lot with y'all did a full show with him, right? And something he talked a lot about is like, the injury that he suffered this offseason, kind of being able to get in shape because of it. And boy, I mean, small sample size. We'll see once conference play starts, but goodness gracious. I mean, he seems like a different player. Not that he was bad before, but he really seems like he took that next step.
Yeah, he's consistent at the plate. He's consistent defensively. And again, not that he wasn't before, but yeah, he looks like he's raised his game to a different level.
I almost said Cam Tilley as well.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I think Cam's going to be important Saturday in the game. By the way, they're going to play a game at 11 o'clock. If you're listening to this before we get to that point in the weekend, play at 11 o'clock Saturday because we have bad weather coming in Saturday night. So adjust accordingly.
Who's your name?
I have a bunch. And I actually I listed Eric Snow in the Barn Baseball Weekend Preview Show. It's a full show. You can click on it right now and listen.
So you do like some people named Eric?
Yes.
Okay.
With an S. Eric with an S.
Okay.
I think Eric Snow has 3 hits in both of the last 2 games. He is like 6th nationally or something in runs scored. Just your quintessential leadoff hitter. So I think that's important, but I think for the sake of this discussion, it's going to be a pitcher. I don't know if it's Dutton, the Friday starter, Chatterton, the Sunday starter in a rubber game or what.
On your call this weekend, your Auburn baseball call?
Yeah.
I assume you're doing it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The if he hits a homer or makes a play, maybe a key RBI or something, I need you to say, like, there might be inclement weather in Auburn this weekend, but let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Ooh, let it snow. Okay. I had thought about a home run call being 100% chance of snow.
That's pretty good too.
So, and he's hit 3 of those this year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
a lot to work with.
We'll see. Yeah, no, for sure. There are some names that give you plenty.
Right.
Ike Irish gives you plenty with his name.
100%.
And I'm always open to suggestions down in the comments too.
Milkshakes for Jackson.
Sure. It's got to happen. Hey, I had somebody, I had 2 people mention that they liked the show when we were up in Madison. Okay.
Those are probably the only 2 people that watch the show. What are the odds that they were together in the same place?
How about that? No, at different times during our visit. And one of them said, hey, Brad, he called down while we were on the field doing post-game interviews. And he said, Village Vice. Hey, everyone has vices, which was kind of a cool thing. The other person didn't say hello, kiss my foot, or anything. They just screamed out, milkshake for Jackson.
Incredible.
It was wonderful.
Incredible. My favorite thing about the milkshake for Jackson thing, other than I think it's objectively funny, is some people hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, what a weird thing to like just let ruin your day.
Yeah, let me tell you, Andy's not actually going to use that as a touchdown call.
It's a joke.
This is for fun.
It's March.
Yeah. And it'll be April, and it'll be May, and it'll be June and July. We're probably still going to do it. So just remember, it's not real.
Do it.
It's not the actual. Even if I took it, can you imagine? Can you imagine if I took it to Andy and said, look, as the producer of Auburn football, let me ask you a question. How you feel about milkshake for Jackson as your signature call?
I don't even think he'd answer you. I think he'd just stare at you.
I agree. That happens more often than it should, by the way. But
yeah, it's like, get out of my office.
Yeah. He'd say, what did you actually want to talk about?
It's like, oh, well, that was it, but I'm going to leave now. That's it.
I'm gonna Homer Simpson back away slowly.
Yeah, into the bush or whatever. Yeah. All right, that does it for today's show.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great weekend. Get hyped up for basketball and baseball and spring practice and everything else.
Yes.
And remember, until next time, mybookie.ag, 50% deposit bonus up to
Free money.
$1,000.
Free money.
Or $10 casino chip. Remember, until next time as well, everyone has vices. Make sure Village Vice is one of yours.